words in this fantastic way. बहुत अच्छे ढंग से आपने किया है. May God bless you. Now it is the turn of coordinators, and I think first I would like to request Pragya Madam for EDP. Pragya Madam. Pragya Singh Madam.
Change. अगर आप उसको
शर्मा सर, आर शर्मा सर सिमडेगा, SST.
Good evening, respected ARO sir, my dear colleagues, and my dear teachers. It was a wonderful session that was organized for 2 days. Although it was planned that we would have a physical meet, but because of the circumstances, I respect the decision of ARO sir that it would be held online. It was a wonderful session. The teachers, they were enriched, and also by the expert advice that were given by the experts. All the doubts, all the queries of the teachers were cleared. I wish that the teachers will be much more efficient in their work and they'll be able to produce better results. Thank you.
A.K. Chobe sir, mathematics. A.K. Chobe sir, subject coordinator mathematics.
Honorable Yaro sir, respected principal colleagues, and dear teachers, a very good evening to all of you. I find this occasion suitable to extend my heartfelt thank you to our Honorable Yaro sir for conducting such a successful webinar. At the same time, I congratulate all the master trainers and our teachers for this success. Being a coordinator, I must mention that the presentation of all master trainers were well planned, well designed, well thought, and thus praiseworthy. The training teachers also attended their session with rapt attention and enthusiasm. In mathematics subject, the attendance was 10%, involvement of teachers was quite satisfactory. Many questions came up from the teachers of various schools. Time management was proper and all the topics as proposed were completed successfully. Again, I repeat that the knowledge and excellence gained through this highly successful webinar must be conveyed to our students, and that will be the real success of this webinar. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, P.P. Jha, sir, Principal, DAV Khuti, English Subject Coordinator. P.P. Jha, sir.
Good evening, everyone. A brief feedback on the sessions held for the teachers teaching English. I'm truly impressed with how the resource persons and the master trainers have managed to meet every parameters set by the DAV CAE. It was imperative. Every presenter tailored the contents of their slides to the new teachers. Almost all the sessions were interactive and the presenters skillfully engaged the participants in the level on a very contemporary and important topic, competence in reading. This is a fact that students with good reading skills outperform those who are poor readers. The takeaways and the tips like bionic reading, typoglycemia will help the teachers conduct the activities to improve the reading skills of the students very conveniently in the classroom. Mr. Soman Dev Chakraborty from DAV Hehal was the resource person for the second session on the first day. His topic was quite interesting and challenging too, artificial intelligence. We had an online session on augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality organized by the CBSE few days back, which threw light on what the schools would look like in the days to come. Many teachers are skeptical about the use of technology in education as they fear it might replace their role in future. So the challenges here is to convince them to incorporate technology as an aid in teaching rather than a threat. In today's dynamic world, we are surrounded by technology, and in no way do we see ourselves going backwards. Mr. Chakravarty's deliberations on the AI will serve as rescue tools for the teachers. The third session of Mrs. Monica Nath from DAV Bishnupur on use of idioms and vocabulary in effective teaching was quite pertinent and practical. She highlighted how idioms can boost the conversational English skills of the students. The final session of the first day was on the topic Tools of Management by Mrs. Sanjukta Khatua from DAV Gumla. Her meticulously prepared slides took us into the storehouse of the tools of assessment as per the current guidelines of the DAV CAE. The deliberation on the topic was quite necessary, as the assessments are the basis for making inferences about the learning and development of students in school. The first session on 10th July, that is on the second day of the capacity building program, was on classroom management with Dr. R.K. Sahu, Principal DAV Gumla, as the resource person. In his arguments, he opined that it was compelling for the teachers to understand their students as individuals. According to him, the classroom management is a whole array of skills and techniques that teachers use to keep students organized, orderly, focused, attentive, on task, and academically productive. No doubt the teachers need to be fully equipped and prepared, as nothing is so fatal for a teacher as unpreparedness. The second session of the second day was very extensive and detailed. Sri Pranesh Mishra from DAV Silli and his survey hard feedback form for the teachers might have put them into a strenuous and fatiguing labor. The session that followed was on correct use of prepositions in the classroom. Mrs. Jyoti Singh from DAV Silli, despite some net issues, managed to deliver quite efficiently on the given topic, which might appear very easy to many initially to handle, but it has its own frequent ebb and flow. So move cautiously into the realm of prepositions with the tips given by Mrs. Jyoti. Sri Abhishek Majumdar from DAV Bishnupur had the privilege of engaging the concluding session of the final day of the webinar as the resource person. A poet's eye in a fine frenzy rolling the glance from heaven to earth and from earth to heaven. So the task was not so easy for Abhishek, as poetry is the most challenging kind of literary writing because of its figurative language, tough grammar, and sometimes complicated structures. He deserves all our praise for taking up this challenge today quite successfully. Before I conclude, I must thank the resource persons and the master trainers. Through their expertise, they conducted very enriching and brainstorming sessions. They communicated very well with their groups, and the takeaways of these sessions will definitely be transferred to the classrooms by the trainees for the benefit of the students. These 2 days I have been in meeting room of the English subject, and with confidence I can tell that the presenters carried out their task as per the parameters set down by the DAV CAE. We appreciate their efforts and look forward to availing the advantages of their knowledge soon in future also. I would also like to express my thanks to all the teacher participants of the school falling under Zone B for their presence and active participation. And before I conclude, I must extend my sincerest thanks to the helmsman of Jharkhand Zone B, Honorable ARO Sri M.K. Sinha ji, who maintained a steady course of action for a successful completion of this 2-day capacity building program under the aegis of the DAV CAE. His systematic planning, continued guidance, motivation, emotional support to the organizing team had scripted this successful webinar. Thank you everyone once again for making it a great success.
Now I request Principal TCI DAV Vivekanand Ghosh sir, Subject Coordinator Science.
Good evening to one and all. Honorable AOR sir, all my principal colleagues, master trainers and participant teachers of Jharkhand Zone B. In this 2 days science webinar from classes 3 to 8, altogether there were 9 sessions are there, in which 51 participants took part. Almost all the sessions were very interesting, innovative, and it was well interacted with the participant teachers as well as master trainers. Sometimes our program coordinator and AROs are also interact with the master trainer and teachers. All the sessions explained by the master trainer was quite interesting, especially today in the last session delivered by Mr. Jivan Pandey from DAV Gumla in the topic Teaching Strategy in Science. He explained with demonstrating very small experiment which can be done with very rare material present in our house or in the school also, which is very...
Extend one sentence for that teachers who conducted the science experiments and other teachers teaching science may please go through a website arvindgupta.com. Okay, Arvind Gupta is a man of science who conducts experiments, simple experiments to explain the different concepts of science for the school children. Okay, so there he conducts the experiments with simple items and explains thrust, force, so many others. I'm supposed to speak about the EDP seminar that we had. The sessions, we should say, were very good, and there was we must say that there was full involvement of the teachers. But my only request would be that what you have learned, please implement, please share with each other. Whenever the group is made, the group is not made only for interacting during the training sessions. You can have a weekly WhatsApp meeting, You can have a weekly WhatsApp meeting where you can give a time at the end of the week when o'clock, 10 to 11, we may tell our principals and all the teachers will be made available. They will interact with each other on WhatsApp and share what they did during the week. What was their learning experiences during the classes when it was conducted. I would like to say all the sessions were quite interactive and quite well planned. The development of curriculum, which was done by Anjana Mishra of Hehal, Madhumita Vishwas and Anjana Mishra, it was also very interactive and teachers were able to follow what she said. And then grammar session by Jyoti Kumari was also good. Then record keeping, how do you take for the EDP report card? EDP report card is a very special report card made by our, DAV CMC has asked us to take specific developmental strategies for the children. And I would like to share here that now with NEP, New Education Policy, a new project we have taken up that is known as Holistic Progress Card. And my school teachers of class 1, 2 and 3 are working with me on this project with the CBSE. So a very different kind of a report card is being, we are being explained how to make the report card, how to make the assessment, special assessments for this age group. So this will come up with a new kind of a report card. So that also we will include in the coming days. I was just sharing this. Then different ways to deal with teaching at the pre-primary level is very important. You cannot force a 5 or 6 year old to sit down and take the lesson. You have to go through storytelling. You have to go through playway method. So there was a storytelling session, which is an effective medium of teaching by Neha Keshri. We are thankful to them for conducting the session. And I was seeing a session dealing with learning disabilities in students. I found it to be very, very good. And I want that session to be extended a little more. And I have been in communication with AROCEL that we will be conducting special sessions for learning disabilities. And we will soon come up with that. And then activities are very important part of teaching learning at this age. And so the session on the domain of the learning as activities, activity-based learning and playway methods, all these things were conducted for the junior teachers, junior section teachers. I mean pre-primary teachers. As per NEP, we call these classes as pre-primary classes. Now, I would request all of you to implement what you learned. And Sutapa Ghosh's session was also very nice on the socio-economic development of the child, because, you know, it is very important to help the child develop into a citizen who is able to imbibe the values we want them to. Like in last 2 years, when the children were at home, we are seeing they have become so shy. They start crying at the very spark of a new teacher coming. I'll share with you my experience. I went to class upper KG. You know, upper KG, we consider they have come to school for 3 years. But this year's, you must go to the classes and see. This year's upper KG has come to school just now. They are just like our nursery children. You know, I went to the class, the teacher was there, the teacher was teaching. And the moment I went, the teacher expected the students to stand up and wish. I'm telling this is the first few weeks of the classes we started, which when they started for the junior section. And the children, 2 of them started crying and pushing me out of the class, saying कि ये यहाँ का टीचर नहीं है, इसको हटाओ, हमारा टीचर आप ही हम यहाँ का टीचर हो. They do not know that the principal has come. And you can't blame, because 2 years they were there and they are so scared. They have adjusted for 5 days, 4 days with the teacher. They do not want anyone else to come. The days when KG teachers are absent, it is so difficult to arrange the classes. You know, so it is a huge responsibility on your shoulders. Your children do not like the school, like their days when you are not there. So please, take care, do your best, and I'm sure you are making a huge difference in the minds of the young ones, and they will remember you for this forever. You are their first teachers, and you are going to be the best teachers possible. With these trainings, we get an opportunity to interact with each other, to learn from the experiences of each other. We can share the problems, we can share the challenges, and we can come out with a solution which can work for most of us, because the children are similar, only their homes and schools are different. The scenario in most of the schools are similar. So we have to be together and work out a solution that works for our children. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
Sir.
Thank you so much, madam, for enlightening the facts that was required. And now I would like to request Honorable ARO sir, but before that, I would like to have a note to you all. By the way, due to some problems, you are not going to get the link properly. You have to wait there where you are sitting. Very soon you have to join. Sir, I would like to request Honorable ARO sir, with big clappings, we would like to welcome sir, because sir has blessed us to start the session, and now we'd like to have the blessings for getting ourselves more energetic for the future also. Sir, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
All my learned colleagues and very dynamic master trainers and resource persons and the pillar of DAV, our very enthusiastic and inquisitive teachers. At the very outset, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the principals as a subject coordinator, master trainers, resource person, and the participants also for their passive learning and ensuring to transfer the same in the classroom. Once again, thanks to all for the successful completion of this two-day webinar. All of you know that success comes to those who work hard and stays with those who do not rest on the laurels of the past. Success is journey, not destination. So we should find out the shortcomings of these 2 days program, and I have requested all the participants to give in their feedback so that the same can be improved in the next phase of the webinar or seminar. You know that you have been continuously organizing workshop, seminar, webinar for our teachers under the aegis of DAV Center for Academic Excellence to update our teachers with moderate or modern teaching skills and ensure transfer of learning into the classrooms. In all the schools, almost all the schools, we have introduced smart classes. Our teachers are using PPT into teaching learning process. To make it more effective, our mission is to produce confident, smart, proactive, and responsible citizen who will go out into the world and make us proud and ready to face any challenges of life as a balanced person. The aim is not only to impart knowledge to the student, but also inculcate in them wisdom, compassion, truthfulness, integrity, humanitarian, sense of tolerance, sense of cooperation, sense of coordination, sincerity, respecting their parents, respecting each other, and respecting elders also. Our mission is to create national building ability in the students. The capabilities are derived from the knowledge, from education, from experience, and value system through civilized heritage. After completion of education, the students should have in them the leadership quality, and wherever they are assigned to serve, they can serve the nation, serve the society very effectively, very efficiently. All of us know very well that teachers are the backbone of the country. They are the pillars upon which aspirations are converted into realities. The result of education system is creativity. The teachers are to indeed the creator of enlightened citizen. As per the Dr. Radhakrishnan, a great leader and the former President of India, the teacher should be the best mind in the country. He further advised all the teachers that we should be perpetual seeker of intellectuals, integrity, and universal compassion. I would like to quote here one example. We know a great leader Bhim Rao Ambedkar, father of Constitution. Bhim Rao was an untouchable student. Ambedkar was his teacher and belongs to a very high class family. Ambedkar as a teacher took great care of his student Bhim Rao, sharing with him not only his knowledge but often even his lunch. After completion of his studies, when Bhim Rao became barrister, in order to remember his teacher, he changed his name from Bhim Rao to Bhim Rao Ambedkar. This is for the teacher. We should be proud of our students. You know that what I have observed in these 2 days webinar, that we should use technology for the further improvement of our teaching and learning process. That computer cannot take place of the teachers, but the computer must be recognized as a teaching aid, or you can say teaching tool, which assists the teachers. So what I want that we have schools in Bhavnathpur, we have schools in Garhwa, we have schools in Silli. So very soon we will have a meeting of RO and ARO. I would like to suggest all these zones to have collection of teachers, quality teachers who are good at technology, so that we can use their expertise in the evening through this WhatsApp group. Sometimes we do not get a particular teacher or particular subject in a particular school, so we can use the expertise of that teacher in any remote area. So I would like to request all the teachers to be ready for it and be the techno-savvy. Further, I would like to request all the teachers once again to find out the gray area, find out this, whatever you find that there needs to be improvement for the next webinar. I have in science as well as social study, in mathematics also, there was different topic other than the subject topic, like competency based learning, classroom management, stress management, and like that. So all the teachers should use this technology. As Madam Pragya Singh suggested, you can go through the YouTube, you can find many on the Google or this many, you can expert, you can say the lesson or the presentation and prepare yourself as an effective teacher. मैं पता नहीं आप लोगों में से कितने ने प्रधान जी को सुना सेकंड जब वेव चल रहा था कोरोना का, काफी हाहाकार देश में मचा हुआ था। उन्होंने रोटरी क्लब अंबाला के द्वारा एक उनके द्वारा एड्रेस किया गया, मैंने भी सुना। आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ अस मस्ट हैव लिसन हिम। उन्होंने बड़े अच्छे बताए सुखी संसार के सरल साधन, और मैं आपसे आग्रह करूंगा 4 और 100 बताए उन्होंने, संध्या, स्वाध्याय, सत्संग एवं सेवा। मैं आपको एक वर्ड पर ले चलना चाहता हूं, वो है स्वाध्याय, जो हम सब के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। संध्या, उन्होंने कहा कि संध्या मतलब संधि करना। संधि किनसे करना? संधि परमात्मा से करना। 3 ही होते, परमात्मा, जीवात्मा और प्रकृति। परमात्मा को सच्चित आनंद कहते हैं, जिसमें सत्य भी है, चित्त भी, आनंद भी है। इंसान में सत्य है, चित्त है, लेकिन आनंद नहीं है। हम आनंद परमात्मा से मिल करके ही अपने आनंद को ढूंढ सकते हैं। तो हमें संध्या करनी चाहिए। और उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कहा कि ये नहीं है जैसे आप किसी से अपॉइंटमेंट लेते हैं तो स्थान बताते हैं और वो टाइम बताते हैं, लेकिन भगवान के लिए, वो परमात्मा के पास वो नहीं है। जब भी आप अपने अनुसार टाइम फिक्स करिए, आप अपने अनुसार जगह तय करिए, लेकिन उस टाइम पर, उस जगह पर रोज आप चाहे थोड़ी देर के लिए आप उनको ध्यान करिए, यह आपको परम आनंद देगा, which is the root of the happiness। स्वाध्याय की बात उन्होंने स्वाध्याय में 3 पार्ट बताए। स्वाध्याय पहला, अच्छी किताबों को पढ़ना, अपने सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ें, उसके साथ साथ वो किताब जरूर पढ़ें जो हमें वैल्यू देता है, जो हमें कल्चर, जो हमें हेरिटेज के बारे में बताता है, जो हमें इंस्पायर करता है, मोटिवेट करता है एक सफल टीचर बनने के लिए। दूसरा, स्वाध्याय का मतलब था स्वयं को अध्ययन करना, इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना, स्वॉट एनालिसिस। हम सब जानते हैं, हम अपने स्ट्रेंथ को जाने, वीकनेस को जाने, अपॉर्चुनिटी को जाने, थ्रेट को जाने। और तीसरा उन्होंने बताया कि ओम का उच्चारण, और उन्होंने ओम का उच्चारण करके बताया कि ओम का कैसे उच्चारण करता है, जो ईश्वर का निज नाम है। और एक बड़ी अच्छी बात बोली कि जब हम ध्यान करते हैं तो बार बार कोई बातें हमारे दिमाग में आ जाती है, उससे कैसे उबरें। उन्होंने उदाहरण दिया था, कभी हलवाई की दुकान जाइए, जब चाशनी बनता है देखिए किस तरह चीनी डाला जाता है, जब लिक्विड होता है तो वो उबाल होता है, उसमें उबाल को शांत करने के लिए उसमें दूध का छींटा मारा जाता है, और जितनी उसकी गंदगी है ऊपर आ जाता है, फिर उसको छांकता है और फिर उबाल होता है, फिर दूध मारता है, फिर वो गंदगी को निकालता है। इसी तरह से अपने मन को, जब तक ये होता रहे, आप अपने मन को शांत करें। और मैं आप सबसे निवेदन करूंगा कि जो भी आप सीखते हैं उससे अधिक सीखने की कोशिश करें अपने से, और उसको ट्रांसफर करें लर्निंग को अपने क्लासरूम में। अपने मास्टर हो अपने सब्जेक्ट में, टीचर को अपने मास्टर होना चाहिए अब सब्जेक्ट में, साथ ही साथ पेडागोजी में, स्किल ऑफ टीचिंग में। और डेफिनेटली आई होप दैट our all teachers are very, very hard working, and they will prove themselves for as a DAVN, as a good teacher, as effective teacher, as a successful teacher. So I thanks to all the subject coordinator, principals, master trainers, and the participants, and I hope that it will go to our children. And I would like to conclude with the quote of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam: when learning is purposeful, creativity blossom. When learning is purposeful, creativity blossom. When creativity blossom, thinking emanates. When thinking emanates, knowledge is lit. And when knowledge is lit, economy flourishes. Thank you very much.
Sir, before we go to conclude the session, सर एक बात है जो पूरे टीम के तरफ से बोलना चाहूंगा कि यदि प्रशासक प्रकाशक हो जाए तो फिर हम लोगों की गति और तीव्र होगी, और ये देखने को मिल रहा है। इसका एक नमूना है सर कि आज हमारा बकरीद का पर्व है। मैं चाहूंगा कि आपके तरफ से सबको बकरीद, जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हमारे हैं उनको भी धन्यवाद मिले, आपका आशीर्वाद मिले। उन्होंने भी पार्टिसिपेशन लिया है बकरीद पर्व होने के बावजूद भी, और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के साथ साथ इतने अच्छे ज्ञान भरे शब्दों से अलंकृत करते रहते हैं। हम लोगों का सौभाग्य है सर, सारे टीचर ने बहुत कुछ सीखा है, और आज किसी की तबीयत खराब नहीं हुई है, बल्कि सब चाहते हैं कि और कंटिन्यू अगर प्रोग्राम होता है तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। तो प्रोग्राम के लिए कंटिन्यूसली ये आगे बढ़ना चाह रहे हैं, और ऐसे ही बढ़ते रहेंगे जहां तक हम लोगों की उम्मीद है सीसी के तरफ से, और जो नियम के हिसाब से नीड बेस्ड है हम लोग करने का प्रयास करेंगे आपके थ्रू में। वी आर वेरी प्लीज्ड टू रन एंड वर्क अंडर योर रिच शैडो सर।
सबों को ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं बकरीद
और
का,
सर
और इन्हें भी शुभकामनाएं कि कल से फिर अपने काम में उसी जोश के साथ, जुनून के साथ लगे। और मैं चाहूंगा कि कल जो भी टीचर ये 2 दिन की ट्रेनिंग किए, उनके क्लासरूम में जाने पर बच्चों में अंतर देखे बच्चे, उसके बॉडी लैंग्वेज में, उसके फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन में, उनके कम्युनिकेशन स्किल में, उनके टीचिंग स्किल में, उनके कंटेंट इनरिचमेंट में, हर फील्ड में बच्चे को अंतर आए, तभी हमारा ये 2 दिन का प्रोग्राम सक्सेसफुल होगा।
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Principal DAV Bundu, Sri Tanmay Banerjee, for vote of thanks, and after that we go for Santi part. Tanmay Banerjee, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Honorable Assistant Regional Officer cum Regional Training Coordinator Sri M.K. Sinha ji, all esteemed principals and learned teachers. Good evening to all who have joined this event. At this concluding phase of this 2-day capacity building program, I am feeling honored to express my sincere gratitude to our mentor, guardian, Honorable Sri M.K. Sinha sir, ARO cum RTC of our zone, whose meticulous planning helped us to conduct this 2-day webinar so successfully. I express my gratitude to coordinators Madam Pragya Singh ji, Sri A.K. Mishra ji, their tireless efforts to bring ARO sir's planning into reality. I also express my sincere thanks to all other principals of our zone, namely Mr. T.P. Jha ji, Mr. A.K. Chaube ji, Dr. R.K. Sahu ji, Mr. Rakesh Sharma ji, Mr. Vivekanand Ghosh ji, Mr. R.K. Sinha ji, who shouldered the responsibilities as subject coordinators and observers. I acknowledge with my gratitude all the master trainers and resource persons for their wonderful planning and presentation of their respective sessions. I also thank all the participating teachers for their enthusiastic and active virtual presence and hope that the takeaways from this 2 days webinar will find a place in their lesson plans in days to come. Lastly, we are also grateful to all those without whose support this webinar wouldn't have been a success, especially the technical experts. Once again, I thank one and all over the other side of the screen. I pray to God that we all stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Banerjee Sahab. Now I would like to.
आपको याद होगा, पता नहीं जो टीचर अटेंड किए होंगे, हमारे डायरेक्टर PS1 सर पिछले बार आए तो रांची के सभी टीचर्स को संबोधित करते हुए उन्होंने बड़ा एक अच्छा कोट कहा था कि जीवन जीना आसान नहीं होता, जीवन जीना आसान नहीं होता, बिना संघर्ष कोई महान नहीं होता, जब तक न पड़े पत्थर हथौड़े की चोट, पत्थर भी महान नहीं होता, पत्थर भी भगवान नहीं होता, सॉरी, पत्थर भी भगवान नहीं होता। तो ये संघर्ष का ये नतीजा होता है, तो हम लोग संघर्ष करें और एक अच्छे टीचर बने और बच्चों को हम अपना बेस्ट दें।
Now I'd like to request all of the to stand please at your place for Santi part. Om Dev Santi
माइक ऑन कर दो।
शांति वनस्पत शांति 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 ओम शांति 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 ओम। एक बार सबको नमस्कार।
नमस्ते सर। नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते सर।